Resident Evil 7. Since its debut in 2017, it has been one of, or if not, my favorite video game of recent years. Now granted, this was the first Resident Evil game I'd ever played. It felt like a fresh new take to revive the series. As all the games before this one didn't do first person, the first few Resident Evil games had fixed camera angles. Though it had this, the graphics were great for the time because of this. As graphics and technology got better, so did the games, because now we get the shoulder view, which was a huge improvement. But now we have first person. Since this change, Resident Evil 7 has stuck out the most among the rest. Now that's not to say that this game is the best Resident Evil game by far, but when you got a game so much different from the rest and still being a great game, you have to recognize that. Now this is brilliant, but I like this. This game's aesthetic has always been something that stuck with me and made me love this game. After all, it's hard to forget a game that has shit like this. The story of Resident Evil 7 follows Ethan Winters, a bland guy, but that's what the developers wanted. Not a character with a ton of likable qualities, just a vessel to get the story across. He finds out his wife Mia, who he had lost connection with 3 years ago, is alive and okay, making him go to Louisiana to find her. The game has 4 main parts it takes place in. There's the main house, the old house, Lucas's place, and the ship. In the main house, your threat is Jack. Jack is the father of the Baker family and is actually a really funny character when he's, you know, not chopping off your leg. There's many puzzles and stuff in this house, and it's where you get the shotgun and more. Now there are many encounters with Jack because of the infection in the family, leading him to not die over and over and over and over again. Next, the old house. The old house holds Marguerite, the mother of the Bakers. This is also where you get this very cool flamethrower. Now there's not much to say about her, other than she turns into a huge spider monster creature with a fucking nest in her crotch. So that's fun. Next up we have Lucas's place. Now this personally is one of my favorite parts of the game. I thoroughly enjoy it because it has a very nice, fun, creative jigsaw puzzle feel to it, which I can appreciate. Lucas all in all is a very interesting character. He comes in later at parts of the story, but we will get there. Lastly, we have the ship, one of the slowest moving parts of the game in my opinion. Now the point of the ship is just to shine light on Mia's backstory and how the infection affected her. Now I'm sure after you beat the game you probably feel very satisfied with the story, right? Wrong. Any itch or question you could possibly be seeking is answered in all the DLC, plus more. And here's how. Banned Footage Volume 1. In Banned Footage Volume 1, you get 2 extra pieces of content consisting of Nightmare, an endless monster killing game mode where you buy weapons and see how long you can live. Kinda like Call of Duty Zombies, but like, dumbed down a bit. Next up there's Bedroom, another lost tape of Clancy's where Marguerite has you tied down and you have to escape.
You eat all this and you can be one of us.
Poor Clancy can never catch a break in Resident Evil. Now this in my opinion is just extra content that you can play if you're craving more. Banned Footage Volume 2. In this one you get to play Blackjack, but with a price. Just more fun content to play with, honestly. Next is Daughters, which is actual lore. This one shows how the infection takes over the Baker family, changing their lives forever. It shows that they really just were a kind family before the infection started. It gives a new perspective on how Zoe took it at first, and honestly, how would you take this?
I have to show her how to love. She wants us all to show her our love.
You also celebrate Jack's 55th birthday. You can't tell me this doesn't scream party. Not a hero. In this free DLC, you play as a fan favorite, Chris Redfield. Well, in this DLC, he is sick of all of Lucas' shenanigans and plans to put a stop to his traps. In doing so, he only loses about half of his men.
Fuck! Get the thing off me! No!
Get off all you want, but I'd advise against. My hand might slip and
Lucas! No!
But I guess that's a sacrifice that the all-great Chris is willing to make. End of Zoe. End of Zoe is through the view of Joe Baker, Jack Baker's brother. He's on a mission to help cure Zoe after Evelyn froze her. This DLC was personally very fun in my opinion. Joe only uses his fists and spears, making combat very different compared to the regular game. At some point you get this Nintendo Power Glove looking thing. That doesn't make very much sense. Not really. But is it fun, though?
Charge complete.
Very. You also have to deal with a new prey that was never before seen in the original game. Oh, and Jack comes back for the 12th time. I like to think of this final boss fight with Jack to be the true ending of Resident Evil 7, because the final boss fight in the regular story sucked compared to this. Now, in conclusion, Resident Evil 7 is one beefy game with lots of content, a great story, and fun atmosphere. Now, is the game at all perfect through it all? No. But is it fun?
Welcome to the family, son.